Hello, great to see you again. Believe it or not, but this is video number 80 and today I want to do something completely different. Normally I give you a nice little lecture and in the best case scenario you sit, watch and listen to what I have to say. Do you actually ever go and implement my advice? Do you take immediate action and try to get better? Or do you just go back doing things as usual? Come on, be honest. I tried to think about a different way to illustrate a possible scenario in your organization. And what could be better than painting a picture? After all, a picture says more than 1,000 words. Well, I like to push myself out of my comfort zone. And this little project certainly does the trick for me. So please bear with me because I am no artist by any means. So let's just imagine this is you. I'm sure you have a better haircut than this little guy, but that's the best I could do. So, have you ever asked yourself the question, why is it that your employees don't do what you expect them to do? So in case you can't recognize this, this is an iceberg. So let's compare this iceberg to your people because there is a similarity. As you know, an iceberg is a large piece of ice floating in open water. Typically, you can only see 1/9 of the iceberg above the water. That's the same with your people. You only see a very superficial part of them, and the rest is like with an iceberg, not visible to you. And what you cannot see is their emotions, their feelings, and last but not least, their beliefs. Of course, this is not what you want to talk about. You're a professional and you want to keep everything on a professional level. Really? Well, I hate to tell you, but this is exactly the reason why things don't go the way you expect them to go. Please keep in mind, if you know the why, the how becomes easy. So if you try to ignore emotions, feelings, and beliefs, then everything on the inside won't translate on the outside. So in other words, if you try to ignore those, then you won't get the expected outcomes. So basically, everything starts here with your heart. That's where intrinsic motivation comes from. Take a look. Do you have the feeling you work with a bunch of snails? I like to call them status quo snails. They do what you tell them to do, but nothing more. You can kick them, you can push them, you can threaten them, and you won't be very successful. And in the worst case scenario, they go back into their little house and that's it. It's very, very exhausting for you, not so much for them, because they are already mentally checked out. Can you imagine how much money you lose by working with an army of snails? On the contrary, If you start touching their heart, you can lead them in a completely new direction. Communicate your vision. Show them that you care. Let them know what your expectations are. And last but not least, lead by example. This is where you are right now. This is the next level. This is the level above. And what you want to have is that your people, that everyone automatically wants to get to the next level. And from this level, going on to the next level. Because then what you will ultimately have is a happy employee who is already reaching out himself to get to the next level. Remember, excellence is not a skill, it's an attitude. And I will see you next week again. Until then, be the best you can be.